Hello fellow otaku fans, in today's video we're recommending 10 harem anime with an overpowered male main character. If you are new to this channel, feel free to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more anime content like this. So what are we waiting for? Let's get started. After Koutaru Satomi's father is suddenly relocated for his job, the first-year high school student is faced with finding a cheap place to live by himself. Naturally, he jumps at the chance to move into Corona House's room 106 for a mere 5,000 yen a month. But while everything goes well at first, Koutaru soon gets a lot more than he bargained for after stumbling upon a mysterious cave. While working his part-time job. The following night, Koutaru is visited by various seemingly mythical figures, all of whom claim ownership of the poor student's apartment. Among the invaders are Sani Higashihongan, a ghost supposedly haunting the room, magical girl Eureka, alien princess the Amalus Grief Order, and Kareha Karano, a direct descendant of the Earth people. But more importantly, each of these four girls needs Koutaru's apartment for her own reasons and won't back down without a fight. Rakujama no Shinyakusha is a comedic battle royale over a 6-tatami mat apartment involving supernatural beings, romantic high school hijinks, and a deceptively cordial landlady. Hida Kazuna possesses the HHG, Heart Hybrid Gear, ability, but it is not strong enough to make him particularly important. His older sister calls him to transfer to a strategic defense school, where many of the students, many of which are large-breasted girls, use their HHG abilities to fight invaders from another world while wearing extremely skimpy pilot outfits. Kazuna's fighting ability doesn't measure up, but his sister has another plan. Apparently having erotic experiences with Kazuna will allow the girls to replenish their energy or power up. It looks like his new school life is going to be full of embarrassment. In visual novels, an imaginary flag is defined as an event that serves as a turning point for the whole story. A player triggering the romance flag for a heroine will proceed to her route, or a death flag will signify that a certain character will die afterwards. High school student Sauda Heitate can see these flags above a person's head and has the ability to bring them down to stop certain events from happening. Using this power, he has prevented other people's deaths. But, after a past accident with him as a sole survivor, he ended up believing that only misfortune will befall those who are near him, and has refrained from making friends or having relationships ever since. However, everything starts to change after transferring to a new school. After toppling another death flag, his classmate Nanami Knight Bladefield notices his powers and tries to learn more about him, promising that she will remain at his side no matter what may happen. Thus begins Sauda's journey as he meets new friends and acquaintances while uncovering the mysteries of his ability, which might run deeper than what anyone expects. Following an automobile accident that claims the life of his parents, Teppei Arima is taken in by his grandfather and introduced to the world of the rich and the elite. Compared to his humble upbringing, Isan Arima's lavish lifestyle surprises and stuns the young teenager. In return for the gracious hospitality, Teppei is expected to continue the family business by replacing his grandfather as the head of Arima Financial Combine, and to prepare him for these responsibilities, he is enrolled into an esteemed high school. Along with his recently acquired celebrity status and affluence, Teppei is informed of an arranged marriage with the equally prosperous Sylvia Van Hassen, thus beginning the thrilling escapades of his new life. Running into your new stepsister in the bathroom is not the best way to make a good first impression, which Basara Tauju learns the hard way. When his father suddenly brings home two beautiful girls and introduces them as his new siblings, he has no choice but to accept into his family the Neru's sisters, Busty Redeed Mio and petite silver-haired Maria. But when these seemingly normal girls reveal themselves as demons, Mio the former demon lord's only daughter and Maria her trusted succubus servant, Basara is forced to reveal himself as a former member of a clan of heroes, sworn enemies of the demons. However, Having begun to care for his new sisters, Basara instead decides to protect them with his powers and forms a master-servant contract with Neo to keep watch over her. With the heroes observing his every move and the constant threat of hostile demons, Basara has to do the impossible to protect his new family members. Moreover, the Protector himself is hiding his own dark secret that still haunts him to this day. Ayumu Akawa is a 16-year-old high school student who is tragically murdered while investigating a suspicious house. However, he soon awakens next to a strange armored girl called Euclid Helsinki. She reveals herself to be a necromancer who has revived Ayumu, consequently turning him into a zombie now immortal. Ayumu sets out to hunt down his killer. One day, while searching in a cemetery, he encounters a boisterous young girl named Haruna, who is fighting a bear with a chainsaw while dressed as a magical girl. After she kills the beast, Haruna attempts to erase Ayumu's memories of her, but he instead absorbs her magic for himself. Stripped of her powers, Haruna now orders Ayumu to take up her role of hunting strange creatures known as megalo, monsters that roam the human world and terrorize the population. Korwa Zombie Dezuka follows the daily antics of the human-turned-zombie Ayumu as he begins his new, ludicrous life where the supernatural becomes the norm. Never make a deal with a wet goddess you've only just met. That's a lesson Ryusuke Kago learns the hard way when he foolishly agrees to let Lasara Stole use some of his essence to stay in this world. Because despite her smoking hot appearance, Lasara is actually a Shinigami, a goddess of death. However, she doesn't steal years off his life like any decent Shinigami would do. Oh no, instead she sucks him dry of something much more perverse by leeching off his lecherous spirit and draining his ability to enjoy the things that teenage boys normally spend most of their time thinking about. And now that he's been de-debased and de-debauched by her undirty trick, the poor regenerated degenerate's only hope of getting his licentiousness renewed is to join the Queen of Mental Clean on her quest, since when she leaves our mortal plane he regains his normal immorality. But the termination of the probation of his reprobation isn't guaranteed, because goddesses of death can be really harsh mistresses, and it's going to be anything but easy to go back to being sleazy. Deep beneath the surface of Southern Cross Isle, a mysterious organization known as the Glittering Crux Brigade frequently gathers in their underground fortress. The group is particularly interested in Cybodes, stone giants which can transform into massive fighting humanoids, but only in a realm known as Zero Time. By finding and shattering the seals of the island's 4 seal maidens, Glittering Crux hopes to break free of Zero Time and use the Cybodes anywhere they please. One night, a young man named Takuto Tsunashi washes up on the island's shore and is rescued by Sugata Shindu and his fiancée Waiko Ajimaki, one of the island's seal maidens. After he awakens, Takuto quickly befriends the two and proceeds to enroll at the local academy, where many of his fellow students are secretly members of Glittering Crux. However, Takuto holds a secret: when in Zero Time, he can utilize a Cybode of his own, the Tauburn. In the forthcoming battle, Takuto and the Tauburn will be the key to preventing Glittering Crux from shattering Waiko's seal and realizing its nefarious ambitions.
They're vanishing.
Tauta Kano is an ordinary boy raised in a small rural town. His mundane life suddenly changes when his mentor, Catherine McDowell, reveals herself to be a vampire. After saving Tauta from a mortal wound, she causes him to become immortal as well. Already yearning to explore the world, young Tauta finally puts his dream to ascend to the top of a Manamashira tower that leads to outer space into realization. Along the way, he finds a secret society filled with immortals just like him called Duck Holders. Gaining new comrades and mentorship along the way, Tauta embarks on his own unique magical adventure.
No right or wrong, you say, just crazy.
Based on the manga series by Hiromitsu Takeda, this romantic comedy is about Takeru Ayama, a typical perverted teenage boy. His new school doesn't require entrance exams, and it just turned co-ed. Unfortunately, his dreams of a happy high school life are dashed when he finds out the school is much more than it seems. All of the students wield a special item, a Maken, to unleash their magical abilities in duels. Can Takeru find a Maken that works for him? Even while trying to fit in at a new school and dealing with all kinds of girl problems?